She posted it at 10:47 p.m. I remember the time because that's when my phone lit up beside the whiskey glass. The caption burned through the screen like a matchstick dragged across my chest. Single until someone proves they deserve me. Below it, her smiling face, hair still damp from a shower, leaning against the balcony of our apartment. My hoodie clutched around her like it belonged to her more than me. And it did, in a way, just like the life we built. The furniture, the ring, the dreams. We were still married, still sleeping in the same bed, still brushing teeth in the same mirror, still having those slow Sunday mornings with coffee and shared silence that used to feel like love. At first, I didn't feel anger. That would come later. What I felt was a silence, a cold, hollow, gut-level silence that settled in the room like the moment before a storm. My heart didn't even race. It slowed, like it knew. I stared at the screen for a long time. Then I did the one thing she never expected. I opened the comment box under her post. I typed 5 words, "Good luck with that." Then I changed my own status. Happily single, tagged her. Her post disappeared within 60 seconds. But the damage wasn't in what stayed up. It was in what she thought would never be seen. That night, she didn't come home. No calls, no texts, just a blue check mark beside my message, and an empty side of the bed that still smelled like her perfume and my trust. We'd been together for 8 years, married for 4, and I had given her everything she ever asked for, except, maybe, a reason to run. The next morning, I poured another glass of whiskey and stared at the screen like it owed me answers. None came. Just memories, the kind that mock you, the way she used to curl up beside me after bad dreams, the way she once swore she'd never be like her mother, always chasing validation, the way she smiled when I signed the lease for her art studio. That smile looked a lot like the one in the photo, except now, it wasn't meant for me. She came back 3 days later. No apology, no explanation, just a tossed hey, like she hadn't burned the bridge and danced in the smoke. She showered, she laughed at her phone, she left again that night. No mention of the post, no mention of me. I didn't ask where she was going. I already knew. See, the truth doesn't arrive all at once. It seeps, a slow, bitter drip. I started noticing the patterns I had ignored for months. The way she started quoting Instagram therapists like scripture, phrases about boundaries and self-worth, and not settling for less. At first, I cheered her on. I thought she was growing, healing, finding herself. Turns out, she was just preparing her exit. She stopped asking how my day was, started working late, said the studio was finally taking off, but she never showed me anything she made. Said she needed space, time, that it wasn't about me, but about her becoming. I wanted to believe that. God, I wanted to believe it. But one night, I heard her phone buzz from the bathroom sink. Marcus. Still thinking about last night. I stared at that message until it faded off the screen. I didn't say a word, didn't confront her, didn't explode. I took a screenshot. And then I began. That night, while she slept 2 feet away, I opened a folder on my laptop and named it just in case. Over the next week, I filled it. Photo timestamps, screen recordings, calendar overlaps. I listened when she made late-night calls on the balcony, whispering through laughter. I watched as she changed passwords, hid her phone screen with her palm, rehearsed detachment like a script she'd studied for weeks. And when she started posting vague quotes about letting go of what no longer serves you, I knew I was no longer the husband. I was the obstacle, but I wasn't going to play the fool. I'd spent 8 years building her up, financed her studio, supported her through every career shift, bought the exact ring she insisted on. I didn't want war, but I wasn't leaving the battlefield unarmed. I was done loving her blindly. Now, I was watching. For the next 3 weeks, I became a ghost in my own home. I moved in silence, left earlier for work, stayed later at the gym, barely spoken, less spoken to. And she took the distance as freedom. Her smiles came back. Her phone rarely left her hand. She played music while cooking again, humming off-key the way she used to. But it wasn't for me. One Tuesday evening, I followed her. She told me she had a late client consult at the gallery. Instead, I watched her climb into Marcus's car 2 blocks from our building. They didn't even pretend to keep it professional. His hand on her thigh at the red light. Her laugh, the one I hadn't heard in months. I followed them to a parking lot behind a wine bar. I watched her kiss him in a glow of the dashboard light. Not quickly, not guiltily, like they'd done it before. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I recorded. The footage wasn't cinematic. It was grainy, quiet, real, but it was enough to make everything she said afterward a lie by default. Enough to dismantle the version of us she still posted online when it suited her. Enough to prepare, that night, While she slept, curled up on my side of the bed, I logged into our joint accounts and began the process of separating them. I moved my savings to a new bank. I spoke to a lawyer the next morning. Quietly, cleanly. The truth didn't need to roar. It just needed to be ready. I copied the lease, the mortgage, the paperwork for the studio she no longer painted in. I knew what was mine and what wasn't. The only thing I didn't know was why, but even that stopped mattering. When someone shows you who they are, not just once, but repeatedly, consistently, boldly, you stop asking questions. You start building your exit. By the time she posted that single until someone proves they deserve me caption, she had no idea her post was the final confirmation I needed. I didn't lose my temper. I'd already taken everything I needed, and she never saw it coming, she thought. It was just a fight, a post made out of pettiness, a night spent with Marcus that could be forgiven, rewritten, erased. She didn't know the documents were already printed, signed, filed. I waited for her to return home with that well-rehearsed face, the one that blended guilt with charm, confusion with deflection. She was good at it. She always had been, but I had facts now, not feelings. She came back the following Sunday, her mascara smudged, voice trembling as she closed the door behind her. "Can we talk?" she said softly. I nodded. She launched into her monologue, said Marcus didn't mean anything, that it was a stupid phase, that she'd been lost, overwhelmed, disconnected. She cried in all the right places, even reached for my hand. I let her finish. Then I handed her a folder. Inside were printed screenshots, bank statements, camera stills, dates, timelines, and at the very top, the signed divorce papers. "The house is mine," I said quietly. "The account's already emptied. The lawyer has everything. You'll be getting served officially this week." She stared at the folder like it had teeth. You planned this?" I didn't answer, just stood. Then I opened my laptop and played the video, the one from the parking lot. Her voice, her hands, her lips. "Marcus." She reached for the screen, muttering, "You can't, this isn't even legal." I closed the lid. "I'm not using it in court," I said. "It's not blackmail. It's just clarity for both of us." She didn't speak after that, just stood there, the silence louder than any scream. The next morning, she was gone, just like that. Her closet half empty, her perfume lingering in the air like a lie you can't wash out of fabric. Days later, she tried to post about it. "Some people just give up on love too easily," she wrote, followed by a sad face emoji. I didn't reply. I didn't have to. Her clients received the full package, professionally, respectfully, anonymously. No threats, just facts. Truth doesn't need drama. It just needs daylight. And 1 week later, I sat on the same balcony where she took that photo. The ring lay beside my drink. Not worn, not missed. And for the first time in months, I finally exhaled.